Hello, everybody. This was an unplanned live show that I decided to do tonight. And I just had some things that were on my mind that I would like to share with you and discuss. And if you would like to come on panel after I present what I've written about this topic, um, I'll be more than happy to have you come up and talk about it and give your perspective as well. Um, if you'd like to, that's up to you. You don't have to. Um, just a second here. Because before I talk about this topic, which is what is real love, I wanted to start by singing a song that has always been a special song for me. It's a very unusual song, but the message of it is very important in my eyes. And so I would like to sing this song for you if you don't mind. Hi, Sue. Good to see you. And the name of the song is Nature Boy. I don't know if anybody listening has heard of that song. It was in the movie, what was it? Moulin Rouge. It was in the movie Moulin Rouge, but I knew it long before that movie because I was a big fan of Nat King Cole. So I heard this when I was probably 10 years old, maybe. I can't remember exactly how old I was. And I've loved this song ever since. So I'm going to sing it for you. Okay. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, a magic day, he passed my way. And while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. I don't know how well my audio came across there. Hey, Pindar. I just had some thoughts on what is real love that I would like to share with you and see what you think about it. I'm not sure if I agree 100% with everything that I've found on this topic, but there are 16 qualities of what a particular doctor of psychology says real love are. These are characteristics of real love. So I wanted to share them with you and see what you think. And I also wanted to share something from, I think it was Spider-Man 2, the extended version of Spider-Man 2. That's the one with Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. Hi, Amethyst. Hi, Pindar. Hi, Andy. And then, so first I want to share about the movie. There's an extended version that has a scene that was not in the original, and it's just before the character MJ is about to marry Perry White's son, who is an astronaut, and her best friend asks her and a very important question. She asks, "Do you love him? Do you really love him?" MJ responds by saying, "Yes, I love him very much." Her best friend tells MJ that this is a terrible answer. She said, "If you really love him and someone asks you if you love him, your answer should be something like this: I adore him. He is all I can think about. Everything he is, says, and does to me, for me, with me, his sweet kisses, he makes up for all the grief and pain that I have ever suffered. In the dark of night, he is there." And that just hit me right between the eyes when I saw that scene, as I didn't see it in the theater. And I just thought, man, that is really good stuff. So this is what a doctor says are characteristics, 16 characteristics of what real love is. And let me get some feedback from you. And once I'm done, I'll invite anybody up who wants to talk about it. But I want to find out what your thoughts are on this. So the first characteristic of real love, according to this psychiatric doctor, is love means saying goodbye to expectations. She says, sure, we all want people to behave the way we want them to. We want them to be more affectionate or more outgoing or smarter or more ambitious. All of these things are expectations. Expectations are just your requirements for acceptability of loving someone. But true love has no expectations. It simply loves as is. Hi, Mike. And then the second characteristic of real love is, according to this doctor, love doesn't play the victim role or blame others. Love doesn't think others are out to get them. Love doesn't think their loved ones are wrong. Love works together. It takes responsibility, it forgives, and allows other people's actions to be their journey. Love doesn't take things personally. Love includes letting go is the third characteristic. Love doesn't equal possession. Just as the saying goes, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, then it never was. There is truth to that. Love allows people their freedom. It doesn't hold tightly and crush their wings in an attempt to keep them. True love doesn't want to possess. It is willing to set you free if you want to be. Now, the fourth characteristic, she says, is love doesn't require you to continue a relationship. You may love someone very much, but you may not be compatible with them, or they may drive you crazy with their continued disregard for your feelings. You can still love them, but that doesn't mean that you have to be with them. Love doesn't mean that you have to stay and stay and stay. You can leave the relationship and love them anyway. There is some truth to that. The fifth characteristic is love has no room for jealousy. Like possession, jealousy doesn't equal love. We think that if we are not jealous of our loved ones, that it means that we don't love them. True love has confidence in the quality of the relationship. It knows that the other person is happy and content coming back to you and only you. Number 6 is love is the absence of fear. You can put all emotions on a continuum. On one end, you have love, then appreciation. After that, it's joy, happiness, contentment, and satisfaction. On the opposite end of the continuum of love is fear. Other fear-based emotions include hatred, insecurity, jealousy, or greed. Number 7, love is not needing, but wanting. One of the things we try to teach kids is that there is a clear difference between a want and a need. Needing someone is a feeling based in fear. You fear that you can't live without them, so you need them. And remember, fear is the opposite of love. Wanting someone in your life gives them the freedom to leave, but still shows them you love them. Number 8, love is an action, not just a feeling. Humans tend to be addicted to intense emotion, especially when it feels good. So when we're in love, we want to feel that way forever. But guess what? That higher than cloud nine feeling goes away after a while. That doesn't mean that you don't love the other person anymore. It just means that it's not new anymore. So that's where the action needs to kick in. Show the person you love them. Don't just assume they know. Number 9 is love is unconditional. The word unconditional means that there are no expectations or limitations set. To love unconditionally is a difficult thing, and most humans aren't good at that. But true love really does love without trying to change the other person. And number 10, love means putting other people's needs equal to or before your own. While people may be inherently selfish for survival purposes, this does not serve us well in relationships. If you don't put other people's needs at least equal to your own, they will grow resentful. Real love truly, genuinely cares about other people's happiness and will go to great lengths to make people feel valued. Number 11, love is the highest vibration emotion that there is. Science has proven that emotions like love and fear have very different vibrations. They can actually measure them. Love vibrates very fast, whereas fear-based emotions, think jealousy, possessiveness, hatred, greed, etc., vibrate very slowly. When you love completely and unconditionally, there is no fear involved. The vibrations of love make you feel good at all times. Number 12, love requires attention. Love doesn't ignore. It doesn't look the other way. It wants to be present and be together. When people are in love, sometimes they think that they don't have to do any more work. But real love actually enjoys giving attention to another person. It feels good and doesn't see giving attention to another person as a chore. Number 13, love understands and accepts differences. Let's face it, we're all different. Even identical twins aren't exactly the same. And I know that firsthand. They have different experiences and outlooks about the world. Real love doesn't make other people wrong for being different. When people truly love another person, they accept their differences. Number 14, love varies in how it is expressed and accepted. What makes us feel loved varies. In the book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, he explains the different ways people give and receive love. The first is words, second is acts of service, third is giving gifts, fourth is spending time together, and 5 is touch. It's important to discover other people's love language so that you can understand each other and give love in a way that the other person recognizes it. Number 15, love makes you feel good, not bad. Many people confuse being in a relationship with love. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean there is true love present. If there is jealousy, possessiveness, constant fighting, abuse, verbal, emotional, or physical, that is not love. Refer back to number 6. Those are fear-based emotions and actions. And number 16 is love has empathy. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in another person's shoes and see a situation from his or her point of view. Love has deep empathy. When you hurt, I hurt. People who truly love one another don't want to hurt them. They want them to feel good. They care about their feelings and try everything they can to make them feel valued and worthy. And then she concludes by saying, remember, love is happiness, appreciation, and feeling good. Anything other than that is not love. If we all loved one another as ourselves, the world would be a better place. And I really thought that was a great ending to it, although I'm still not sure I 100% agree with everything that she said. I think that last statement is from the Bible itself, because what does the Bible say, or what we call the golden rule, which comes from the Bible? It says that we should what? Love others as ourselves, treat them how we would like to be treated. Isn't that the golden rule? Okay. I'll go ahead and have anybody who wants to come up on panel that I know and wants to discuss this or talk about it at all. There's the link. I encourage anybody who wants to come up. And let me pin that. Yeah, love one another as I have loved you. And that's another thing that I saw in that was that, it made me think about how Jesus loved us enough to die for us. And there's a passage in the New Testament that says that husbands should love their wives as Christ loved the church. I think that's in 1 Corinthians. Husbands should love their wives as Jesus loved the church and gave his life for the church. And I always thought, after that it says, wives, what? It says, wives, obey your husbands. But I guarantee you, if a husband loves his wife as much as Jesus loved the world or the church to die on the cross for us, I don't think there's anybody who would have any problem obeying someone like that, falling under their authority. And it's not an authority that's where they're browbeating you. It's an authority of love. So that's the job of the husband, to lead the wife or the family. And if the husband truly loves his wife and is willing to give his life for her, she will submit to him. She will gladly take his lead, just as I'm willing to take Jesus' lead as a Christian. He's my Lord and Savior, not just my Savior. He's also my Lord. So I don't know if that makes sense or not. But that song that I sang at the beginning, Nature Boy, says the greatest thing you can ever learn is to love and be loved in return. Isn't that what everybody really wants deep down inside? To love and be loved in return? I think that is, for most everybody. Of course, there may be always an exception. In general, I think that's true. Another thing that I thought about, and this comes from the TV series Monk. I don't know if you ever watched that TV series, but the character Monk, his wife was killed in a car bomb, and he's never really gotten over the loss of his wife Trudy. And he truly loved everything about her. And there's a scene where he's talking to his assistant's daughter about love, because she's broken up with one boy and is starting to date another one, and she's confused. She doesn't know what the right thing to do is. And she asks him, "How did you know that Trudy was the one for you?" And he said, "When I met her, I just knew." And he said, and the beautiful thing about it was he woke up every morning loving her more. And I thought that's what a marriage should be like. I mean, nobody can have that cloud nine every day. But as the doctor said in that list, love is more of an action. And if you continue to treat that person the way that that you would if you're in love with them, because you are, you're going to do things for that person. You're going to seek their highest good every day, whether you feel like it or not. And I guarantee you, though, if your actions are to always seek the highest good of your spouse, and they're doing the same in return, that love will never die. That will take you till death do you part. And I think that's one of the things that's so lacking in many marriages today. They don't truly know what marriage is all about. And it's sad. One thing that I've also, thanks for sharing that, Pindar. I'm going to share that as well up here. One of the things that that reminds me of is that one of the biggest needs of a man is to be respected by his wife. And if she shows disrespect, it hurts the man more deeply than you can ever imagine. But, he has to show you the love that Christ shows us as Christians. And if he's showing you that kind of love, how can he get anything in return other than respect, right? So it all kind of works hand in hand, in my view. At least that's the way my parents raised me to believe. And I saw it in their marriage. That took them 61 years, kept them together for 61 years until my mom died of cancer. So it does work. I love that show, Monk, too. I've been watching the reruns on Netflix just about every day or two. I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes, and I'm almost through the whole 8 seasons. But anyway, those are just things that have been on my mind lately that I wanted to share. Right, that's true, Pindar. That's showing your husband respect by stopping your singing at 12:30 at night, so he can rest and be able to be productive the next day. Um, I talked to someone who said that they loved being single because they can do whatever they want every day, and they don't have to answer to anybody else. But I think in my life, that's a very lonely life. Um, I would much rather have someone that I truly love to be with me every day, and not every moment of the day, but just to know that she's there for me and I'm there for her. Good times, bad times, we're there for each other. And the home is the shelter in the storms of life. It's not the center of the storms. Uh, that's something my mom said to me one time. And I never saw my parents argue. I'm sure they did have disagreements at times, but they made a promise to each other that they would never do that in front of their kids. And I never saw it. And I never heard it from the door of their bedroom either. So I don't know if they ever really argued, but I don't think it's really possible for two people to never have a disagreement. Although the last relationship I had was as close to that as I could possibly imagine. I've never experienced anything like that until my last relationship. So I do think if it's the right person, even if you do have a disagreement, it's not going to be a major fight. You're going to talk it out rationally. That's kind of the way it was with me and Donna when we were on the verge of getting married. So hopefully one day I'll find someone like that again that I might even love more. But I just wanted to share these thoughts with you. And if you do have someone that you're devoted to in a relationship, hopefully in a marriage, I hope that this will help you to make that even better than it is right now. That you cherish each other and treat each other with the love that Christ showed us. Amethyst says, in some sense, love is led in example by others. Yes, that's true. And then Amethyst says, I think love and the way we treat each other need to be addressed. And my personal belief, love-hate is an action, but it's also an energy. Well, it's definitely got energy in it, but I always like to tell people feelings are unreliable. They come and go. But the way it should work is your feelings should follow your action. And if you're actively showing love to someone by the things you're doing, the feelings return. Even if you don't feel them at the moment, as you're doing things for that other person, the feelings of love are there. I hope that makes sense. Right. And my parents also never let any of us kids play one against the other. They had a united front always. I think that's wise as parents. But even in a friendship, you should show this kind of love to a friend. And even with strangers, to some extent, we need to show love and respect to each other and kindness. It's free. So don't worry about sharing it with others. It doesn't run out, it only grows. When I was about to marry the woman that I was married to for 12 years, my mom sent me a letter in the mail, handwritten, and she said she wanted to show my soon to be wife that she would be fully accepted as part of the family once she was married to me. And she said that my mom said that love is like a ripple in a pond. When you drop a rock into it, the ripples keep expanding and expanding and getting bigger. And she said, when we add someone to the family in a marriage like that, the love just expands. And I thought that was such a beautiful way to describe that. And my mom truly meant that. She basically, I bet she sent something like that to every one of my siblings who got married. But anyway, I just thought that was beautiful. And I also wanted to celebrate the fact that I have reached 1,000 subscribers finally. And I want to thank all of you for helping me to get to that point and for making me reach the point of being able to be monetized as well. Couldn't do it without you, and I'm just glad that you all find what I present here worth paying attention to, and I hope it benefits you in many ways. Everything that I do, including the open mic shows, the Bible studies especially, but anything else that I do, I want to be a positive force in the world. And it's not about me. It's about the blessings that God has given me that I want to share with others. And I want to help everybody to come to a truth, or the truth, about God and eternity, and to know what it takes to become a Christian. Things like that. Those are very important. Thank you, Pindar. I appreciate that. But I always want to be very sincere every time I say anything. I truly mean what I say, and I'm not trying to put up a fake front in any way. My parents were great role models for me, and my dad is still with me, so I'm very fortunate that he's still with me, and he's almost 95. So I just want to be as much a positive force as I can, because there's so much darkness and ugliness in this world. We need some light, don't we? And I thank all of you. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they don't matter, because that's the worst feeling in the world, to feel like you don't matter. You mattered enough that Jesus died for you. That's a big thing. Thank you, Pindar. I don't want to go too much further, because I know Deb is doing an open mic show, I think, right now, and I'm sure other people are doing shows, and this was just kind of spontaneous. But I wanted to thank everybody again for helping me to get to this point of having 1,000 subscribers, and I just hope that the positivity continues to spread. That's what I want most. Hey, Kiki, good to see you. Does anybody want to come up and say anything or sing a song? You can do that, but I don't want to go too much later. Okay. If nobody wants to come up, that's fine. And I'll be back tomorrow night, Lord willing, to present chapter 2 of Revelation on my study of Revelation. And if you can make it, please do. But if you can't make it, I hope you'll go back and watch the replay later. To me, the most important thing that I do on this channel is my Bible studies. Although I absolutely love to sing, I think that the best thing I can do for the world is to present Bible studies and encourage people to study their Bibles. So seek the truth, study your scriptures, prove what is true. That's what the Bereans were told to do, or they were admonished for doing. So I want to be like the Bereans, and always study to prove what is true, not to take anyone's word for it. Every person has that responsibility. God bless you all. You have a good night. I'm going to end the stream then. Take care. God bless.